What I've always kind of looked at and been amazed, or kind of not amazed, but marveled at, is self-storage units.
My dad was just talking about this the other day. That's why I think it's funny.
Really?
So.
I've yet to see one that wasn't very profitable.
Yeah.
There is no cost to operate.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, once you build it and it's done, and you unlike, apartments or other income producing properties, you turn those things so quickly.
Yeah.
And so you're...
Well, people store stuff there forever.
Yeah.
Oftentimes, at least.
Right. And, you, I guess can have a TV show and sell that and people will come and watch. But that's always one I'd ever thought if I had to do something else, because, there are plenty of them. I think that there is not an attendant. It's all self-use. And so, any business you look at, personnel is your biggest expense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't, if it's a bank or a trucking company, it does not matter. You're paying people, a country club. What it costs you to staff is your greatest expense by a pretty long shot.
Yeah.
So
especially
if
during down hours and things like that.
Yeah, if you eliminate that,
yeah.
That seems to be. But yeah, I always kind of thought self-storage. And I think there's some markets that they're way oversaturated, and there can't be that many people that need to store stuff.
Right.
Here we probably have 3 or 4. We're getting a new one, I think, that's going to kind of be fairly high end.
Yeah.
So maybe not. Maybe that isn't as great an industry.
I don't know, man. I think it's pretty big. Like
yeah.
Because like the people who store them are not people who just like. I'm not gonna say any names ever, but a friend who stores them, him, and he has a big house and he has all this stuff.
Yeah.
He still owns a couple storage units because he has so much crap that he's not willing to get rid of.
Right.
And it's not necessarily
somewhere to put it.
Yeah, and he's just like, hey, I can afford to put it in a place that's $75 a month or $100 a month.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, what? And like college kids all the time store stuff when they come home, and they just they don't want to throw anything away.
Yeah.
Or like old people all the time just store their stuff when they fill up their house after living for 80 years. It's like some
people just keep one.
Stuff.
Yeah,
they
people
don't
just
want
keep
to
it. Yeah, right.
And it's a small enough expense.
Yeah.
Where they want to keep it, but it's not. It's a big enough expense to make money on it.
Yeah.
So.
The one, and your dad does a excellent job. The one I've been in banking long enough to kind of see the cycle of is rental properties.
Mm-hmm.
And the people that are willing to do it themselves, to manage it, to handle the property themselves, do very well.
Right.
But there's so many people, I think, that look at it and say, I can do this.
Yeah.
And that was one when the recession hit that banks really got hurt. Is people would walk away from a rental property, and by the time they walk away, there's nothing left. I mean, it's in such bad shape. So, a lot of banks have been slow to get back into that. I know, but a lot of people look at Rocky Mount and see what is available here and think it's the time to do it.
Yeah. And even like that probably goes to the person you're lending to.
Yep.
Like my dad is very driven into keeping them up and stuff, and he has a good enough job where he can afford to do that.
Yeah.
And so,
well, there's a mission to what he does. It's not just making money.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Most people, I guess, when they find that to be harder than they thought it was going to be, kind of lose heart.
Yeah. And he makes almost no money on it.
That's right.
All right. So, last question here. Now that we've settled on Lank's tanks, do you have any tips for anyone who's looking to start a business, and what would be like? Well, we kind of got over this somewhat, but final words. What would be something that you think somebody is looking to start a business, or they already have a business? It's like, what would be a tip to them?
Yeah. Explore your options. A bank, for a true startup, someone getting into a business or an industry they have never been in before, needing the money to fund that entrance into that is not
probably a bank's
a tremendously bankable loan.
Right.
We will do them, but that is usually with some other factors involved, some strength or other ways. But we do them. It's not to say
it's not impossible. It's just not as probable.
Yeah. It is. I've seen banks, I think, that pretty much stay away from startups, but because of the failure rate, but we will do them, but explore your options. I mean, you've already mentioned a couple of other different funding sources, and just do your homework. I mean, it's not a one shot kind of deal. It's a process. I mean, I've worked with a few, and I'm thinking of the last one. It probably was 12 months in the process from the first time we sat down and talked to when we were able actually to fund it.
Right.
So it takes a while. Don't get frustrated.
Right.
Kind of learn through each step of it, but know that to a bank, if you are coming to us just with this idea, and that idea is what is going to, it's tough.
Right. It's a ball of Play-Doh without being crafted at all. It's probably not very good.
It is, and if that ball of Play-Doh, if you selling that ball of Play-Doh is the only way that we get paid back, there's such a strong likelihood that it doesn't happen. And it's not because of you, or it's not because of the idea wasn't right. It's just, it's tough. Yeah. Bringing new things into an area, getting the community to kind of buy into it. Right. So, I guess my suggestions would be to sit down and talk with a banker. Try and find someone who's been in the industry for a while. And, that's not easy, because a lot of times those men and women are they're out elephant hunting. I mean, they're looking at big deals, and it's hard to maybe find someone who wants to sit down and share with you, from a banking standpoint, what you might need. But explore all your options, because, the thing we do like to do is see you be successful. Right. And in 6 months or 12 months, then okay, now he's got a history. Now he's got the ability to show that he or she can do this, and then we jump in. I know that's probably fresh. Why are you helping me now when you wouldn't help me then? But that's right. Sometimes we have to see it to know what's going on.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate it, and
anytime.
Well, hopefully this is the only time I have to interview you, but maybe. We'll see. So, thank you, Lank.